Welcome back to FROME, Somerset.
Sunny Somerset today.
Do you know what they say about FROME? Centre of everywhere, middle of nowhere.
Interesting fact.
I don't think a lot of people have said it.
Who said that? It's like a sign or like a...
I can't tell you.
Something like a tin sign repro that someone hangs
I
in the
like
kitchen.
FROME though. We get a lot of like ex-Londoners, ex-city folks, the yummiest of the mummyists.
Okay, is that a thing?
Yeah, yummy mummies are a thing.
But the yummiest of the mummiest.
Well.
Oh, look at those legs.
Pins on him.
That
You
was
used
me.
to get a bit of sun-os.
You're not joking. The thing is, so this is the problem. I wear shorts, right, to get the sun on my legs. Then anytime I wear my shorts, you say, oh, you should get some sun on them.
Yeah, well.
How can I get sun on them without getting my legs out?
Stick some tan on and let's get going.
Next video, orange legs.
Yeah, there you go. Right, check the tyres, gang.
This was a bit of a cruise over this one there, really. What am I doing?
Did you find anything?
That's a sign, no.
In men's?
No, it looks pretty lame from here. I can't even remember, but...
Were you actually fiddling with the
You are?
sign
Knock off
then?
Tommy there. But I'm fiddling with the signage. No.
I have to say, men's down our part of the world, Somerset, I don't know if like plague of locusts is hit, but it's bad, isn't it?
Bad. Yeah, it is
Bad to the bone.
Yeah, it's not even that bad. It's just awful. Like
Bit of Billabong there, vintage Billabong and vintage like Rip Curl and all like Quicksilver doing really well at the moment, but they have to be like really cool stuff.
the kind of Y2K surfy brands.
Yeah, there's a really cool guy who's like locally based to us, more Bristol way, called Ralph's Vintage, I believe it is, and he bought a surf t-shirt off a surfer's back the other day, and it was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's
Watch
cool.
Austin drop garments on the floor and not pick them up there.
I'll pick it up, sweetie. There you go. No, don't have to worry about me. We saw you in one of the videos dropping it and leaving it on the floor. We know how that works.
Yeah, you just didn't film my good deeds. Does anyone else hate it when they hang jeans and trousers?
I obviously
in
did. I
that
didn't go back
manner?
to them. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Where you have to really look for the label or...
Yeah. It's just difficult. I mean, obviously, charity shops don't, merchandise their shops for the resellers among us.
No, but they merchandise them for people buying the jeans who are looking for what brands they are.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's
No
so
one goes and buys jeans
hard.
without knowing where they're from, let's be honest.
Pretty lame kids section. Like, we need
Not
some...
lame, don't be mean.
Well, there's
Why
no
is it lame?
toys. Where are all the toys?
Well, they've
There
been
wasn't even a
bought by
box of
resellers
figures.
like you.
Oh, my goodness. This is the domestic waiting to happen.
Okay,
This voiceover.
so quickly, Alice and Olivia. Olivia. Sorry,
American
Olivia.
brand.
American, something to do with a friend of the Kardashians, I believe.
Well, I think they're just like friendly. Jeans retail for about $300 or pounds, whatever the conversion is over here. They sell them in such beautiful shops as Selfridges and Harrods.
Yeah.
Or Net-a-Porter and all those sorts of things.
The fancier stores.
Yeah, but
and online shops.
they're definitely worth picking up if you do find them. They do make all kinds of garments. It's not just jeans. However, they are known for a jean.
I was actually looking at their full price website, and they're really, really well known for their dresses. Would you
Oh,
believe?
fabulous!
And they can be up to like maybe £1,000-1,500 per dress.
There you
So
go.
if you see dresses, this isn't just kind of a jean brand, because it sounds funny. A lot of people, I think, look at when especially resellers, because I know I used to. You kind of find a brand in a jean and you think it's a jean-based brand. Do you know what I mean? They're not the kind of... That sounds silly, but...
like, True Religion.
Yeah, exactly that.
Well, they are a jean brand.
They
really.
are. That's a really bad example. Possibly the worst you could have given. But no, you know what I mean.
Jeans, they make a lot of clothing as well. Anyway,
Let's think of anyone who doesn't predominantly make jeans. They make clothing and they also have jeans in their line. That's what I'm getting at, okay?
Alice and Olivia, you want to pick them up. We paid £10.
The label looks kind of high-end, so I guess when you see it, you'll know.
Pair.
There's a second pair there. It's like a navy, yeah.
They're navy. They're made in the US of A.
They've got nice pockets on these. The pockets are, I don't know if I show them properly. No, I don't.
No.
They've got like 3 lines down them, but in the same colour stitching.
They're fancy. They're already listed for £75 a piece.
There's a sweaty Betty
This
vest,
is
which you
a-
passed me.
This is quite pricey.
What was it?
It's £6
Yeah.
for just a simple vest. However, I have been selling them 35. Yeah, I've been selling them really, really, really well on Depop and Vintage. So
That's a vintage Ralph Lauren Polo Jeans Company. Polo Jeans Company, I don't think exists anymore.
No.
As a label.
It's cool, isn't it? 90s. Look
I think
at
it's like Denim
flag.
Supply or something maybe
Did
now
you
it's
see
called.
the little flag?
The little flag on the side was a nice detail. But that's vintage. That would
you
have
know
gone well on
what?
Depop, actually. I don't think we picked it up because of the cost, I
No,
think,
but
involved.
it was £10, but
Yeah.
which isn't,
It's too-
a lot.
It's too much for that.
On a reflection though, it was fire. Like, can you imagine that? Like little A-line denim skirt on like like a 20-something-year-old with a little crop top.
You could have worn those with like buffaloes.
Yeah, it would have been
On a vest top, that would have been
it
really
would have
90s.
been a vibe.
Yeah, Y2K. But what I'm saying is, I just think, not that it was too much for the garment, it was too much for us to be able to resell for a decent amount.
You don't just get reselling here. You
Styling
get
by
styling.
Austin.
Yeah, styling and profiling.
Yep. What's this?
We check all gym wear, leggings, because most of the time, Sweaty Betty and Lulu both have their very signature Lola goes. If you're not familiar with them, get familiar with them so you can spot things.
Yeah, because actually, just on a side note for me, I know the logos and I also know the brands. The only thing is, when the inside label, which is not a label, it's actually a like printed on kind of for Sweaty Betty, for example. I think Lulu's the same.
Lulu have the long labels that people cut out.
Okay, so there you go. So if they're missing, for example, they've worn away or they've been cut out, there's only a few little kind of a tiny little logo.
Telltales. But always look inside them because they like to hide logos.
Yeah.
I love how you're just picking up flames.
That was fire on a hanger right there. And he's moved on. Oh my goodness! I feel like I should. I genuinely feel. I feel like a bad man right now.
That is 1-1 in the drop-in stakes. We should start. We should start like a tally of who drops.
We could do
garments.
that, but then we could maybe just not be pathetic losers.
Okay. Supergirl. I really like.
I still feel bad for the hanger.
Oh, don't. I really like Supergirl, but I wouldn't pay £15 for a pair of shoes. If
I was buying them for myself, I would once again. To resell, not so much.
No, this is a toast dress. However, if you look at it, it's not really a toasty toast dress.
It doesn't remind me of Toast as their brand kind of definition.
No.
However, it was 100% silk. It was a larger size, I think.
But it was £25.
They go for good money though.
Yeah, I feel like
only because it was 100% silk, mind you.
The speed of toast selling has gone down, and I feel like the price point has come down marginally. For good pieces, you still make the money and you still get the money, but when it's not a toasty toast piece,
I was just going to say, for anyone who's not hasn't heard of toast maybe before, or maybe you've seen just a few pieces, they're generally known for very utility style wear.
Yeah, workwear.
Things like aprons.
Like a women's Carhartt.
Exactly that, yeah. Like that with like a feminine touch. I'd agree with that.
I've got quite a few aprons from them, oddly enough.
And they're always made really well. They're always kind of oversized, predominantly anyway. And they're very, very well made. They also full price retail. We have a retail store near us, and we also have an off-price retail store near us. But full retail can be very, very expensive. So keep an eye out for Toast. Like Bethany said, they
Coats as well. Coats go well.
Toast coats, yeah. But
this shop's interesting. This is, I believe it's a Dorothy house, or it might be Margaret. It's Margaret or Dorothy. I get them confused. However, it's
a lovely lady's name.
Yes, it's an interiors / media / sort of like homeware shop, if that makes sense. They don't have clothes, basically. They have a few toys.
Which it begs the question, why the hell are we in here?
Well, they get cool stuff because they get a lot of donations from local companies like Overstock, etc. So they get a lot of Cox and Cox in here. And if you haven't heard of Cox and Cox, don't worry, because I hadn't heard of Cox and Cox until very recently. It's an
you probably looked up from a charity shop.
Yeah, it's an interiors brand, and it's very like what I would describe simply as bougie. It is very what's the word for it? It's very yummy mummy houseware. So it's expensive unnecessarily.
Great.
And it's very on-trend stuff. So it's very like...
You have it for like 2-3 years and then maybe it would be like unfashionable.
So they get end-of-line donations here because there is a Cox and Cox warehouse in FROME.
Is that actually? I didn't know that.
Yes, they have warehouse sales, just for anyone who wants to know.
I did.
I think we're going to dip our toes into showing you, well, not dip our toes, we've already done them and we already do them, but sample sales would be cool to showcase on this channel.
This just quickly was the Carry On kind of DVD set. They only go for like £20 online. I think this one was 15, maybe 12.
I think if you have Amazon, you might get a bit more out of it. If you do Amazon
I don't doubt it.
FAB, whatever it is.
But we don't.
Here, something you can see some of those like candle holders and stuff. That's all Cox and Cox kind of stuff. They do electronics. It's not our game.
They actually usually have. They usually have a solid games kind of section here, or at least they have for the last few years. Recently we've been in the last few times and they have no games. When I say that, I don't necessarily just mean computer games. I mean like games consoles and peripherals, if you will. But yeah, they haven't so much lately. I think it's because maybe they don't get any more or as much, or maybe it's the resellers are just on it. There is a game store in this town, like a retro game store as well. So I think maybe they have kind of like couldn't scour the shops for that kind of stuff. Just guessing. We always look in the window in this one because they always hide gems. I say hide, they put them in the window. They're hiding nothing. But like, if you don't look in the windows, they would be hidden from your gaze.
This shop I found, like, I think it's a cat's one or it might be a dog's one. Who knows? To be honest, I don't really know what charity shops I'm going in, so I'm going to stop commenting on that.
Please, I don't know why you say it.
It's either really hit or really miss with this one. You do find a few little
It's
things.
always very expensive here, I'll say that much.
No, but sometimes it isn't. They have like loads of brands that aren't expensive and they have something anyway.
For the obvious stuff I'm saying, like this D&G shirt, I don't know how much that was, 17, 18? 18 pounds. It's a nice shirt. Probably get about between 30 and 80, depending on
that's cool.
Composition and stuff.
What is that? That looks like a cowboy shirt.
It did. It was Y2K as well. But once again, it was just a few pounds too many for me. They're a vibe. What are they? Are they Vans?
Yeah, they were Vans.
I don't know if they were Vans.
No, I don't, they were Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, I don't think they were. I know my shoes, lady.
All right, sorry.
I didn't. That's why I asked, are they Vans?
Yeah, exactly. So rude. Sometimes you just got to know when to take it. Like a man. Reese.
I'm not answering that.
I've been really enjoying selling Reese on vintage recently, but once again, I sort of like look out for more exciting pieces. I like a sequin. I like a chunky knit. Even though we're going into summer months and the weather in Britain is so on and off, you might as well just, sell coats all year round because it's going to rain at some point.
Yeah, it's true.
What are these, Austin?
They are vintage LL Bean. I think they're nylon or shell, possibly. I think they're
shell. Is that a side zip?
Yeah, they had full side zips on both sides. The only thing is, like, vintage LL Bean does really well if you get a fleece, if you get an overshirt. We've said this before in other videos.
Trousers are always a bit hit and miss, I think.
Mostly because I had a bit of trouble with it, like this zip here, and I didn't realise they're double zips. So one's up, like that sounds stupid, one's up, one down.
Spectacular.
See? Yeah, it's special.
See, you could tan your legs in the winter.
I think they just make them big. I don't think it necessarily zip off. No, I don't have flap in the wind, thank you very much. But going back to this trousers, like I say, the actual trousers don't go for that much. They're ladies, granted, in the comp. But to be really truthful, they don't go for a huge amount unless you have like the full kind of Gore-Tex, reflective, blah, 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 blah.
It's definitely a pet shop. Look, pet food.
Yeah, okay.
Were you just stunned into silence by my?
No, I didn't know. There's a figure. There was a figure which looked like it was a sleeping animal, or here it is. Here it is. There, right there on the right hand side. It's a bit right. That got my attention.
Oh.
And there's a trolley.
During this time, I am looking at clothes and actually doing my job, and not just
Austin's having a wander,
pondering the sleeping bears.
See, now this is why I like to cut some of this footage out. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was useless, but I also think we've had a few comments lately that people enjoy kind of just the
peruse.
The peruse, whereas I do kind of find myself cutting more of the kind of general scenes. Comment below if you prefer like almost a
peruse,
like a bird's eye view of what we do, or just kind of cut to what
I found some good stuff.
The Hundreds, good brand. Hartman, not so much. They were charging a little bit too much for. Barbour, solid bucket hat
wax.
with wax with the lining, which is always a good thing. Barbour. I think this was sized.
It was £10 and it was a small.
Yeah,
which is tricky.
Yeah, I mean they can go for like £25, £30, but
that margin light is not attractive to me.
No, I agree.
However, this, I do you know what? I got this to try it because, you know...
You got to try it, yeah.
Variety is the spice of life. It's by Goodrum, but it was just in that little bucket thing down there. It was a £5. Now, I did some little compy wompies, and did you do some compy? Did you put any comps in?
No, I haven't put anything for that, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I did do some quick comps for that, and they do hats all year round, but obviously they change seasonally, and obviously a wool beret isn't in season right now, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to stick it onto the second-hand market and give the old customers an option. So I put it up for 35.
I think as well, the actual brand, if you look into the brand a little bit more, you might have to kind of go back and spell it because it's quite a strange one. But I would also say it's definitely an expensive brand worth noting.
Yeah. This is Vera Bradley. They wanted too much, in my personal opinion, for it.
It was too much.
Vera Bradley is such a great American make that you see all the Americans pick up. They have a Vera Bradley... They have a Vera Bradley shop at Disney Springs in Florida if you ever fancy a little
I think that was
delve.
the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So, Jean, I'm not going to... Mia? I don't know how to spell that. Or say it, I know how to spell it. This was £30 and it was...
it's mohair.
Mohair, yeah.
Look at the buttons. Oh!
The buttons are amazing. They were like perspex, but kind of not very edgy. Their coats can go for a lot. They can also go for a little... This coat specifically...
It was the condition, if I'm honest.
But that brand is also known for very, very garish colours and pops of colour on a coat. So that was kind of a very meh for them.
There's a lady on Instagram, I think she's called Emily in London, or something to do with London and something to do with Emily. Yeah, and she's done a live talking about that brand.
Awesome.
So I probably should get up to scratch with that. Bobbly Cashmere, £20. But going back to her... It was
as seen as well, that's what hurts me.
Yeah, it's a great brand, that Jean Moore.
Give me a hell yeah in the comments if you think as seen labels in charity shops suck. Especially when anything's over £5.
As seen, the big AS.
Do you know what? Do a big bin of as seen.
We should make t-shirts, the luxury picker t-shirts, and it just says on the front A/S. As seen.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Watch out for those in 10 years' time.
So those are initials. It's interesting.
Is it?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're as seen.
Your visual then, I wish that was on camera. Your mind was blown.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I thought my name's not Sarah or Sally.
No, at any point did I say that. Yeah, so back at it again. Another shop here.
I regret these. These lampshades.
Yeah, they were really lovely.
Look how nice those lampshades are on the window. And do you know what?
The ones which are to the left, obviously.
Yeah, down below that I'm pointing frantically at. They reminded me dearly of Sam Resells on Instagram, who loves a lampshade, but she picks up like the vintage ones. Mm-hmm. And I was actually talking about how much she would love those, that it completely distracted me from the fact that maybe I should have bought them.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
This was cool. This is not just a vintage Mulberry tie, any vintage Mulberry tie. It's a Mulberry Company tie, which was the first name they used when they became remotely, what's the word?
Mulberry?
No, remotely kind of...
Incorporated?
I'm not going to bother.
Established?
Established, let's go with that. So that's a very, very, very old piece. We buy it, to be honest, you can get like there. That's like 50
90s,
quid.
that tag.
That's later. That's a later tag.
Yeah.
There were no tags for comps, so I didn't bother trying to find one. However, this tie, it's not for everyone, and it's a niche sale. We pick up anything vintage Mulberry-wise because we're kind of Mulberry heads, and I usually can place an item before I pick it up. So that tie, for example, someone's already inquired about that through someone we know. So yeah, it does well for us.
And it's a nice classic tie, to be honest with you. There's always a market, I think, for designer classic ties. We've got a couple of Gucci ones on ice at the moment, which will probably fly out once I steam them, and things like that. Ties are always great to look out for.
Ties and belts, people, ties and belts.
I still haven't told my Hermes tie story from the other day. Now is not the time, nor is it the place, but I will tell you about the 24 Hermes ties that we stumbled across on one fine Wednesday evening.
I was just thinking, what? Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Austin was there. Right.
I was there.
I love this shop. We found some really great stuff in this shop before.
We've made, I'll be honest, we've made multiple thousands from this shop.
Thank you.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Julian House. Shout out to Julian House.
They should do like a really fancy French sounding one, like a Julian House.
Julian House, massive. They did start an Instagram at one point, the Shaz shop, but they didn't follow through. You know, we need some Chaz shops on Instagram. What is this? Nothing?
I just thought it was a very nice coat.
Oh, lovely. Once again, the men's section has been nothing but...
Bleak. I would use the word bleak.
Bleak's a nice word, Austin.
Um,
I'm about to save the day, though. Or at least brighten the day.
You didn't save it.
At least bring some interest to the day.
And also a pop of colour.
And a pop of
to my
colour.
life.
I am a pop of colour to your life, I feel like, generally.
That's a lovely thing to say. If it would it would be even nicer if I'd said it about you as
It
opposed to
would've,
you saying
wouldn't
I should refer you to you as that.
In
But
the next
you are my
video,
pop of colour. How about that?
You can say that to me.
I'll say that like this didn't happen, and then it'll be like, oh, that was really nice for you to
let's
say.
just pretend this didn't happen.
Okay, no problem, my pop of colour.
Let's think of things we found in the shop while we're waiting for you to browse the small goods.
Honestly, I see once again your editing skills right now. Bethany's edited this video, and honestly, look at it. What's the point?
Perusing.
I can actually count how many of each size are there. There's 2 34s, there's 3 44s,
Well,
and there's a lot of kids on to the right.
It's good
this is
to know you can count.
ridiculous.
It's good to know you can count. But we
Just
have found Marnie in the shop. We found Todd's in the
Stella
shop.
McCartney,
Stella
Gucci,
McCartney, Alexander
in the last video,
McQueen.
actually.
Alexander McQueen.
Yes, that was a heck of a buy.
Givenchy.
Givenchy, yeah. Checking the ties.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm
There
here
she
to save the
goes.
day.
Pop of colour, there she is. So this is a red label Vivienne Westwood dress. I think it was, how much, £50?
It was £50. Now, this shop have this like mental life problem where if anything they think is fabulous, which this is fabulous, they put £50 on it.
Yeah, you're not exaggerating.
I don't know how many dresses I bought for £50 in the shop.
Yeah, it's true. Now, that was well worth £50, right? It's not just a red label Vivienne Westwood dress, it's actually aligned, and it's, what do you call it, boned, also as well, which would have made it a really...
Corseted?
No, it's boned, it's inside the bone.
I know it's called boned, but I'm trying to explain what boned is for those people that aren't seamstresses.
Okay, boned is like, it's the equivalent to the underwire in a bra. It shapes the dress. This isn't that dress at all. I put this comp in just to give you an idea of what they go for, anything between £300 and £600, specifically if it's boned or has a corseted waist, like Bethany said. The reason we didn't pick it up is we have quite a bit of Vivienne Westwood at the moment, and to be really honest, although we were like, should we go back later, should we not, and then forgot about it, it's one of those items that if you get in black or possibly red or even, I don't know, a light floral from Vivienne Westwood is cool. Vivienne Westwood in pink is hard to sell. Anyone who thinks I'm wrong, please correct me. But in the past, when we bought Vivienne in that kind of colour, doesn't work for us.
Vivienne's a bit more punk, isn't it?
It is. People don't like pinks.
I like pinks.
But the red and the black are the classic iconic
This cardigan is.
Why I kept going back to this cardigan, just if you're wondering, it's a different colour, I know, but the shape and the style and the slouchiness was very much like Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, kind of 90s.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
I wish
Put a couple holes in that and it's a vibe.
I wish you'd bought it.
It was from Marco Polo?
Yeah, you let me down with that one.
No, I didn't. How rude.
This was kids Ralph Lauren, and you know what? I mean, not all kids Ralph Lauren. Don't go running to Ralph Lauren for kids. But this is a exceptional piece. This would have been expensive. It's a crested blazer, like riding style blazer. That one did have a bit too much damage. I don't think it'd been cleaned, if I'm honest.
Are you being polite about damage? There were stains on it, and I get it's a child's top. That's cool, but then they're asking for like quite a few pounds.
Like
I just think it's a bit naughty.
Six.
Not just for a reseller point of view. If I'm buying for our small person, I want it at least to be clean.
This is Isabella Oliver. Isabella Oliver is a interessant one. It is a maternity brand. I would call, once again, the Yummy Mummy Brigade. I would say it's like
high. That about anyone.
It's like, so that's a more basic dress. They do £60, but then it goes up and up, and they do like breastfeeding tops, and they do like coats
with those flaps and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
with those flaps. Yes. But they do a lot of it's a good brand to look out for if you find something a bit more sort of like with a bit more pizzazz.
That was just a straight up and down dress, wasn't it?
Yeah, it still sells well. I do hit the 25 to 30, but it's one to look out for, definitely. Okay. I think this is where we wrap FROME up. Yeah, we like to abruptly stop our videos like just to keep you on your toes,
because you never know when I'm going to stop.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our last video, we went to TK Maxx and saw what we could get from them.
Go and watch it.
Resell.
And if you haven't seen our other videos, go and watch them all.
If not, check out, go for a binge. Go on, check them out.
Binge us.